I get asked this question all the time. What's the difference between a private listing and a coming soon listing? And more importantly, which one actually benefits the seller more? The truth is they're both very different strategies, even though people sometimes talk about them like they're interchangeable. Let's start with private or exclusive listings. Sometimes you'll hear them called pocket listings or off-market listings. The basic idea is that the property is not fully exposed to the public market. Instead, the home stays exclusively off-site and is only shown privately through agents' networks or internal brokerage conversations or direct connections from agent to agent. And to be fair, there are situations where that can make sense. All right, let's talk about those. Very high-end sellers sometimes value privacy over maximum exposure. It's just important to them, okay? Celebrities, public figures, elected officials sometimes, professional athletes, or maybe just extremely wealthy homeowners. They don't want large numbers of strangers walking through their homes that they haven't fully vetted yet, and sometimes we can't control that process all the way down through the buyer agent and the buyer, and so they kind of want a small group of people at it. They may not even want the public knowing that the property is available at all, okay? That's important to them. And in those situations, exclusivity can absolutely serve a purpose. But there's also a downside that doesn't get talked about enough. The moment you reduce exposure, you reduce competition, okay? That's true. And competition is where leverage usually comes from. The more qualified buyers who see a property, the greater the chance that multiple people emotionally connect with it at the same time. That's what drives urgency. And it's also what drives stronger offers. Okay, I said offers, plural, not just one from your one private showing. Sometimes agents get excited because they can quietly tell people, I've got something coming up that's not on the market yet, and I'm only telling you, okay? That's great, good for them. Sellers can feel flattered by that attention, but occasionally that creates another issue later where the seller starts wondering whether they left money on the table because the property sold before the full market ever had a chance to compete for it. Okay, guys? That is a real concern, and it's happening. And here in Atlanta, we also have to be careful applying strategies borrowed from markets that function very differently from ours. In some parts of the country, there's a much stronger separation between the ultra-luxury inventory and everything else. But Atlanta has a pretty healthy culture of broad market exposure across almost every price point. A $30,000 listing and a $30 million listing both generally benefit from strong multiple listing system or MLS exposure, okay? That syndicates out to all of the Realtor.coms and the Trulias and the Zillows and the Homes.coms, right? They generally benefit from that strong exposure that's going to happen there, strong photography and broad competition from the marketplace. That consistency actually helps sellers here in this metro area. Now, compare that to a true coming soon strategy. This is the approach we generally prefer instead of private, exclusive, or pocket listings. So here's what happens. The easiest way I think I can explain this is with let's take a Beyonce concert. Beyonce does not announce a concert the morning of the show and then start the concert right after that and quietly open the doors hoping people will appear. Tickets go on sale well in advance, okay? Why? Anticipation creates energy, conversation creates attention, attention creates demand. That's exactly what a proper coming soon campaign is designed to do with a listing. The key difference here is that the property is going to go fully live on the market. We're not going to hide it from buyers. We're not building excitement before, doing absolutely nothing. We're actually telling people, you are all going to get to see this on this day and at this time. So go ahead and schedule your showings, do whatever you need to do, put it on your calendar. That's the day we're going live. We're building excitement before the launch day. That's very different from a private or exclusive listing where exposure just stays intentionally limited. With a coming soon listing, we're going to begin introducing the property to the market several days ahead of activation. Buyers will see a couple of photos we took before the professional photography took place. Agents start sharing it. All of the information is there and the price is there, but it just says coming soon, okay? Showing requests can actually happen during that time. Agents can actually schedule showings for the day that it starts and then on when they see the coming soon appear in the MLS. They absolutely can do that, all right? Now, buyers also save it online and watch it closely in the meantime. We might even be able to tell the public when an open house might be occurring so they can put that on their calendar as well. Most importantly, No early showings for a coming soon, okay? That matters. Everybody gets the same opportunity to prepare for launch day instead of one buyer quietly slipping in before the market has had a chance to react. We also use those few days strategically. How are buyers responding to the photography? How many views are we getting and how many saves are we seeing, right? How many inquiries are coming in and how fast are showing requests stacking up? This is all very important information to get in the hours and the days before we go live because we can make adjustments if we need to before we hit that go live point. That's incredibly valuable information to have before a launch day instead of after 2 quiet weeks on the market if we were live, okay? At the end of the day, most sellers benefit from exposure, momentum, and competition. That's usually where the strongest outcomes come from. Exclusivity may sound attractive on the surface. Broad exposure is often what protects sellers financially. So if you're trying to decide how to position your home before listing in Metro Atlanta, call or text me directly at 404-906-5857 or go to robsmith.com and click Sell. Answer a few questions there and my team and I will help you decide whether your home benefits more from privacy, pre-market anticipation, or full market exposure from day one. Because the way a home enters the market can shape everything that happens after.